let's get into this one and see what's gonna happen.
I mean, the crowd is
He's already cheering for
yeah.
G2.
The crowd is heavily cheering for G2 Hell.
We're having some G2 Hell fans here.
But I really believe that the King, they're using it as fuel.
Sorry, what do you think King are using it into? Yes.
As fuel to play into G2 Hell right now. They are confident. They don't care if people underestimate them.
They're looking to put a ward into G2. Yep. They want to see where the Sejuani... No, not the Sejuani, the Velvet. The Velvet, you know, you got so used to seeing the Sejuani in the jungle, but no, it's actually the Velvet as a jungler here. We're finally having a heal from an AD carry this game, which is the Saya.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's like it's just you can't take the healer ever with these other champs because of all of the CC. Like, you always gotta take the cleanse. Saya is a bit easier to work with the Featherstorm here.
If we can actually have the volume a bit more up for the game. I'm not able to hear it very well. Perfect.
Right.
Look at Colombe. She's already trying to look for to hide on. Yep, to hide into those bushes and get it. She's over this Rakan and Ezreal. Yeah. And as I told you, I really prefer the Annie Zaya over the Rakan Ezreal in this bot lane, especially early.
Yeah, you could already see that King, they weren't even going for the ward on bot lane. In the push, they already knew they have to give it up. Colombe can threaten them with the stun as well, just has a high range. And they just know that they just want to chill, they want to farm up, not want anything to happen this early on. And there probably shouldn't be anything happening. Karina passed towards top side, Kendall towards bot side, but Kendall will surely also get a ward placed in her jungle. Colombe is moving.
Getting the vision on the river. And let's remind you guys that this is the first time we're seeing King playing the red side. So keep that in mind.
That's also true. That's another first. Very different draft. Probably also because they got forced onto red side in this one. I mean, in the end, actually sides swap after each game.
Yeah. We're having the Belvec maybe looking for a gank in the top lane. But no, she's not gonna go for it yet. Or maybe in the mid lane? Can we get to see what's going on in the mid lane
up
there?
in mid lane. But here is just walking out of it. As you can see on the minimap.
Yeah. Everything's slow for now, just poking from both the AD carries.
Tifa fairly low on mana.
Yeah.
And she needs to look to just recall here and use the teleport, which is pretty rough because that's also not a really optimal recall timer here. She should be able to at least get the tier to start stacking that up. So that's not too bad to at least be fine on mana. But yeah, it still could be worse, but she has to invest in teleport, and then I think here.
Okay, I think something is going on in the bot lane.
Oh, Dini going in. Counter's trying to trade back, but that actually was a really good trade for King, as they are crashing in, or trying to crash in the wave here, and that's what G2 Hell is trying to stop.
But so far, we're only seeing that this Sejuani is really struggling against this Mordekaiser already. We're seeing a CS dip, but look, I think we might have a gank here, but we're seeing the belt. No, she's just clearing the wave. I mean, the Sejuani is pretty low, and she needs to back this one.
As the fight is breaking out on bot lane, the wave is huge. G2L wants to block it off, but in the end it's going to result in a trade. Zoo needs to flash up, and it's a fail flash by Zoo. King so far playing so flawlessly. Zoo getting 2 MVPs, but this time she fail flashes, and G2L punishes it.
Flashed into the wall from Ezreal
As
here.
action is continuing on top lane, can Lysia proc the permafrost? The answer is no. Jizo is going to get out of this one, but not without investing the ghost.
I feel so bad for the Ezreal here. She was going to escape, but sadly the fail flash here gets the first blood for G2 for Colombe.
Yeah, and that is something they need to heavily punish here. Su now taking the Cull because she just wants to scale on this one. Cult is securing a Noon Quiver with the bonus damage onto the minions. It's going to give her a huge advantage as we look at the replay yet again.
I mean, the Ignite on her. Yeah, first blood for the end. King are gonna get this first dragon uncontested. but it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
Drake.
I mean, in the last game, they contested it successfully, but in the last game, they were also much more focused on the early game. We have Karina on the Belveth here, and this time they're turning it around. This time they're taking their attempt to punish King, especially in the later stages of the game. Just scale well, have a better draft. This is their goal, and just play out the draft better. But with the Cloud now being off the Rift,
we're not gonna have a Cloud Soul.
We're not gonna have a Cloud Soul, and King still can keep up, you know, the Drakes and the pressure with it to put G2 Hell on a timer. Although that's it later on. With the spot lane, I still see G2 Hell getting a Drake fairly easily.
I most definitely agree with you, but I think we're mainly going to see those fights and aggression towards the Herald, because King doesn't want to let that go for the Belveth. So far, very quiet for both sides of the map. Not much difference when it comes to CS between both lanes. Other than Ezreal is a bit ahead.
That is true. She got a good lead here, which also is almost evening out the gold, despite the first blood, which is pretty huge. Scuttle now also picked up a Candle Hub, as Karina can't contest that. Is going back to Wolves. A lot of damage there, and enters used, but now this might be Sue falling. She doesn't have the flash, remember, cleanse used, but it's not enough for her to get out. She can't Arcane Shift out of this one because it's on cooldown. G2 Health spot lane starts to dominate.
Kill for the Xayah here, very well played from the bot lane. 2v2 ends up for 1 kill towards G2. We're seeing the domination we talked about here, how Xayah Annie has so much more advantage than the Rakan Ezreal, and you know what? It feels like the Ezreal and Rakan are really not respecting that, because they were the one who actually engaged.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting, because the Rakan now, and the bot lane is a lot around the support matchups, especially. The Rakan now and the bot lane of King, they seem to struggle with this kind of bot lane. That's before we've seen them playing the Karma, we've seen them in the Annie being able to be more controlled, because we also see it on Colombe's side and how she's playing it. And now they're going for fights they never should go for. They knew Sue doesn't have the flash. They knew there's a lot of damage with the Blade Caller as well. So many tools G2 Hell could use to just finish them off, and they still are not respecting it.
Yeah, most definitely they're not. But look, they're gonna go for that Herald, as we talked about. It is the priority. 4 members here in the top lane. Annie roaming towards top, trying to get the vision. But they know that, and also King is answering back. They don't want to let this Herald for the Belveth. We're gonna see the Xayah also roaming towards the top lane. But are they gonna make it in time is the question here.
They definitely are gonna try, even if the Herald goes over to King. Right now they want to look for an engage. Colombe with the flash, influence used. Herald taken by King. Now the fight is coming back. Lysia is gonna get ulted by the Mordekaiser. Is in the death run by the rest of the G2 Herald team. Is trying to shut down the targets. Anker's gonna hit. Lysia taken down by Jisoo. Now they can go back in with the cease and desist. Colombe is gonna get taken down as well. It looks like King is completely decimating them. While Ezreal is still on bot lane, the two-shot barrage is gonna hit Karina and take it down as well. Cultist with the Feather Storm, but low HP. The flash. Blade Caller is gonna miss on Candle Up as well, so that's no kill for her coming through. Breather's Wall by his, making sure that Tifa can't get out of this one, as she is out of mana. And it is also a delayed ace. 5 kills for King and the Herald.
Ace for King here, wonderful team fight. And you know what? It was a 4v5. It was a 4v5 and King was able to ace G2. And also thanks to the Ezreal ult from the bot lane there. Nice snipe, but this was huge for King and so sad to see for G2. This really puts them in such a bad position here. And it's already 3k difference so early into the game. They should have really just backed. Yeah, they really should have just not taken that fight there.
Yeah, but to be honest, like, what do you want to do here? Not take the fight when you're on a 5 versus 4?
Yeah.
G2 just didn't think they would lose this one because they had the members' advantage, and still they got aced. They got no kill was going on.
We're gonna have here a replay and see exactly what happened. So the flash from the Annie, the Vi does take the Herald. I feel like they kind of went too late, but look. It's like they're not even trying to damage the Mordekaiser, but the Mordekaiser is dealing so much damage in the back lane there.
Yeah, Mordecai actually was in the death realm. I think that was like pretty hard to spot there.
Yeah.
But that's how she took out Lysia, and then she was in the middle of the team. Then
And the
Tusha Barrage
snipe
coming in
from
as well.
Ezreal.
And Karina gets taken down by that one, and yeah, at this point, fight is over. But it's just so crazy because, like, of course you're gonna go for the fight. You're you're 5 versus 4, and in the 5 versus 4 plus the 2-shot barrage, King is acing G2 and is taking the health. That is just crazy. This shows the big difference between the two teams.
I feel like maybe they should have focused on the Mordekaiser, but they were trying to help the Seraphine because she was isolated, and they thought maybe they had a chance there, but it was not the case. And King are gonna get the second Drake here, Ocean Drake for them.
Yes.
We might see maybe a gank from Velvet, but we have Talia here. 4 members in the bot lane. We might see a dive here.
Karina's
Kalt
to
is
cover,
so
but
low.
Kalt is so low. It's actually just a flash and quickness to finish her off. Cologne should die as well. Sue's gonna get chased down by Tibbers. No chance for her to escape. But that is still a 2-for-1 in favor of King.
2-for-1 in favor of King. G2 are struggling this game. King are finding kills here and over there. This is not looking good for G2 at all, even though we talked about they do have an easier draft to execute and a better draft in general, but it feels like they lost the chances at this point.
Yeah, I also wouldn't say, you know, that, like, yes, G2 Hell I think has a good draft, but at the same time, it's not like it's like huge.
Yeah, exactly. It's close.
King still has so many tools to easily, you know, win the fights if they play it right, and they
especially with the
well.
Mordekaiser.
Indeed, taking out Lysia and then being in the middle of the enemy team while stealing the stats from Lysia after killing her as well. That was just huge for Jisoo as well, and she's just doing so good. I mean, every one of them is doing so good. They're individually so strong. As the Herald is now getting used in mid lane as well.
And they're gonna be able to take this tower. 3 members in the mid lane here. Karina might die, but they're deciding to play it safe.
Indeed they do.
Rakan here, trying to get the vision as much, as deep as they can on G2 jungle. Look at the Rakan there. He's so deep, and he's not being punished for it.
It's just also so hard to punish the Rakan because he's so mobile.
True. But look at how bright the map is for King. So we talked about earlier, and how King gets the control over the map with the vision. And it really sets them up for great ganks, and they just know where G2 is. They know what to expect.
Yes. And this is exactly where they shine on. They get the early aim control. Now they still have a draft that scales quite well to where they can completely define on late on as well. But with the full control, it's just going to be so hard to you know, tear this game out of their hands. And with this, the match victory, the grand final victory, it's just looking so one-sided in favor of King. It's just crazy how they perform. And another thing that's, you know, very, very scary about this team, what makes me want
Is that a silver red? Did he? Can we see what happened?
I'm not sure if Ezreal has red buff.
Yeah, me too.
I think Karina smote it away.
Can we get to see Karina or Ezreal?
No,
he wasn't able to get it. Yeah.
Nice
that
try.
would have been so sad.
They had vision on it. But anyway, so what I wanted to say is, like, it's actually just sad because King is probably going to finish this off with just 4 games played. Completely deserved. But I want to see so much more of this team and what they can do, because this draft just is completely different. And they're playing it out even better than before.
But G2 is still not out yet. So we might see a throw from King here. And as you said, the Velvet scales, so it's not really doomed yet for G2. But King are getting another Herald here. And this really puts the Velvet in a bad position.
Yeah, Karina is not getting those neutral
But they're
objectives.
looking for a kill on the Ezreal.
But I think Stu is just going to walk out of this one. Walking up on bot lane, I don't think they can get in range. Do they? Glance is going to get used with the flash. Tibbers can't escape though. So at least something going back into the favor of G2, but at the same time Herald taken on top side of the map. With Stu not getting out, there should be a 1-for-1 trade in turrets at least if they use the Herald instantly on the top side.
Exactly. They're gonna get the tower, first tower for G2 this game.
Ooh, that's
first blood tower.
Yeah, that's something they did really well here. The crossbow player. I actually
Talia
completely
here.
slipped my mind that it is the first blood turret as Tifa is gonna get traded in.
Seraphine is in a bad spot, but she's gonna be able to escape this one. But this is what I was talking about.
Oh, the two-shot
bash! Ooh, nice sidestep from the Seraphine. Nice sidestep from the Seraphine. The game is looking very, very intense. Honestly, I feel like it's gonna take one team fight to completely flip up this game. Either assure, you know, like keep the snowball for King or get back G2 into this game.
Yeah, the question now is as well, is G2 Hell gonna contest the Dragon?
I mean, they have to. It is the soul point, and I don't think they want to give it up so easily. Maybe we're gonna see another steal from Karina.
Jisoo now also walking up. I mean, Jisoo is gonna be so annoying. She can
we
get out anyone out of this one. And right now, King, they're just chilling. They're just answering to the push, waiting for Jisoo to walk in. Now Jisoo is there. Now Jisoo can easily focus out a target if she wants to.
Ezreal is once again alone in the bot lane while 5v5.
Yeah, G2L is looking for a punish. The Glacial Prison coming through, but easily cleansed. Now they're looking for the turn on the side of King, and it's looking very good for them. Dini is going to get out thanks to the mobility. Jisoo trying her best to finish off Lysia, but actually there's a chance for G2L to turn this around. Jisoo now can't finish off, but has the shield to stay alive for so long. Grabs Cultist, who still has the Feather Storm in her pocket, and now the Feathers might be able to finish her off. Big flash by Cultist as she gale force in to finish off her target here. Still in trouble, but she can zone away Cultist while Candle takes the turn to finish off Karina. A lot of kills back and forth, but King still has a lot of damage to deal. Cultist falls, Lysia falls, 2 flashes in, almost kills Tifa as well. And Colomb and Tifa can walk out with the slither of HP while the Herald is being used, and the Drake is gonna get taken now as well.
3-4-1 for King here, dominating this fight, and I feel like it's the same mistake from G2 once again. You had the Mordekaiser, and he was this time pretty low, but they decided not to focus him. I really don't know why. They could have gotten the kill on the Mordekaiser and then, you know, tried to kill the closest target to them, but they decided not to, and that cost them this fight, and which also cost them the soul point. For here goes to King. This is really, really looking to be a hard game for G2 at this point. 5k gold difference. We're gonna have a replay here. See? Look, Shizu. Look. They were trying, you know. No, actually, it was earlier than this. But very nice Feather Storm from Zaya here. The Gale Force. She got the kill.
And then the Feathers didn't connect on here.
Look, Candle Herb. She gets the kill onto the Karina and the Talia. She's gonna be able to get the kill on the Cultists. And, sadly, the flash here from Sue, very aggressive one, but not enough to kill the Annie, and they were able to escape.
Yes, King keeping up the control over this game. Very nice fight. Even though G2 Hell, they found picks, they did as well as they could. King came out ahead. Here with a good read at wall to finish off Cultist 2, who already invested everything in that fight and couldn't get herself out of this one, as now they're looking for another pick. Jumping over the wall with the blast cone. They're taking control around the Baron, which is coming up in 30 seconds. Just to, you know, like just to put some more pressure on G2L. I don't believe they're gonna start it. For them, it's more about, you know, keeping the controlled game, not giving this out of their hand, and they know the next big focus actually should be the Soul. It's more about they have the Baron pressure, just in case, if G2 Hell overforces a Dragon, if G2 Hell overforces a play on bot lane, that they still could go for the Baron because of their vision setup.
This game was looking so bright for G2, but sadly there were so many mistakes, I would say, and not really focused into those team fights. So now they're getting punished for it, and King are very much ahead here with 6k gold, and the difference is only getting bigger and bigger. They do have the vision there. I'm not sure if they know. Karina, you have to be careful. The Vi. Maybe we're gonna see a fight here. Looking to Karina. He's in a bad spot.
No, Jisoo. She's so
G2.
strong.
Lysia might try to look for an ult there, but they're playing it safe.
Yeah. They also know and respect where they have the vision control, so they're playing for the top side and respect that there could be Elysia flying over the wall.
Yeah, look at the Vi,
on
so
bot side.
deep. Mordekaiser is going to the bot lane to pressure that one, and he does not have the TP. So if a fight comes along here, and we have 5 members from G2 in the mid lane versus 3 from King. The Talia is also pushing the top lane. Looks like both teams are just gonna go back. They have to. I mean, you gotta defend that bot tower and the top tower too.
Yeah. G2 Hell is looking to contest the vision, but now King can just walk back in again and clear it out. It's just the back and forth around the Baron control, and now it's in favor of King really, really quickly.
Look at that stopwatch from Rakan. He is planning on, you know, getting into the fight. Okay.
No fight breaking out. Weath as well just creating enough space to take the inner turret on mid lane really easily. And the minion in the jungle, Karina's fighting, just doing some weird stuff. That was actually hilarious.
Yeah. But looking evenly here, nothing much happening. 7k gold difference. If they can manage to get a shutdown on the Vi and on the Talia and get that Baron, they could get back into the game. But we're gonna probably see a contest over the Soul for King. So both teams were looking at G2. They're gonna try and get the vision around the river there. Already doing it. And yeah, the next team fight is probably gonna be there. Already having the TP here from the Talia to the mid lane. Ooh, look at the Annie. Oh, but Scryer's Bloom.
And you can also see how King is respecting the areas where they don't have vision, where they perfectly position themselves around the map too. It just makes it so hard to go for the trap. But now they think they have found something. Shuelia is used, flash by Hehe, dodges out on the Glacial Prison, but G2 Hell, they're under pressure because the dragon is spawning soon. They need to do something. It's actually already up as Jisoo is going in. He's going to grab 2 targets and is focusing out one in the death run. Only Cultist can hit her right now, as Cultist is just going to get taken down. The death run is going to be over soon, but not before Cultist is going to die. And Jisoo is just destroying the backline of G2 Hell. They are getting decimated. Only Karina is able to stay alive.
Only Karina is alive, which is going to be enough for King to take the Baron, because I don't think they're gonna go for the Baron at the same time by securing that soul for them, the Chemtech soul here, and it's pretty much GG's for King.
Yeah, Karina is looking for something here, trying to find the
Steal,
right
maybe?
timing. She has no vision, but she's definitely gonna try to steal this one again. And maybe she's gonna do it. She does it! Smite's on point for Karina, but can she turn this one around? She's gonna hit her true form, but she's just too weak to do anything while the Baron gets finished off too.
Close, but honestly, that's the maximum she could have done this with what she had. You know, all her team members were dead.
Yes.
It was, you know, half of King are doing Baron and the other is doing Drake, but at least she was able to steal that Drake. She's pretty good at stealing objectives.
Yeah, and she has the smite advantage for... Oh, wow, that Ezreal damage is immense. Cultist almost half HP. They find her. She's still standing around there. It's going to get hit by another Mystic Shot and needs to flash the second one. Teleport coming through. They're just going to try to chase her down because they know if they find her, if they find a lot of members of G2, this might be the game. Dini still looking for the grand entrance. Cultist taking a lot of poke. Dini with the cleanse, and now they are actually finding Colombe, who doesn't have any way to escape. Cultist still walking away, trying to look for a recall while Colombe is gonna fall. The best G2 can do right now is just delaying everything, but Candleherb found Cultist in the jungle as well, so it's not only Colombe down, Cultist fell, and they have the Baron on the side of King, looking to tear down the base of G2 Hell with dash timers over 20 seconds. That should be at least an inhib for King.
Cultist and Colombe are down, and King are going to be able to get this tower and inhibitor indeed, especially with the Baron buff. But Are they gonna look to end this game? Probably not, as the timers of Calcius and Colomb are back. But if they could catch one of the members, they maybe could push for that. But they're gonna decide to go back and play this one safely. First inhibitor for King in the post side. But look! Karina get caught up here!
Oh, she's in the death run. She must be dead. GGL can't help her.
She is dead. This could be the end of the game. They're gonna try and end this game right now. They're just waiting for the wave to come here, especially they have the Baron buff. They could easily end this now.
Two-shot barrage only hitting Lysia, and with the Molten Shield from Annie, she's allowed to stay alive for now, but they're still gonna try to look for this turret. Colomb going in with the stun, but Jisoo, she's just too strong. She just can't get damaged. They're tearing down the base of G2 while they are watching, while they can't do anything about that. Lysia knocked back into the team. The encore hits, but only to play this defensively.
Oh my God.
Is gonna get finished out. Unstoppable Mordekaiser. Jisoo is literally that, unstoppable. As the King is about to win the GirlGamer World Finals in Bahrain. G2 Hell standing no chance against them. Karina is gonna fall yet again. Sue getting that kill this time. Just arcane shifts into Tifa, while on the other side it is Lysia getting finished off, and we have a winner.
King are gonna dethrone the European team. This is the first time we're gonna have the South Korean team win the World Finals for GirlGamer. Congratulations to King.